You got the raise. You landed the six-figure job. You did everything you were told to do. So why does your bank account still look like you're living paycheck to paycheck? If that sounds familiar, stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to break down the real reasons a good salary doesn't automatically mean good finances. And trust me, it's not what most people think. The lifestyle creep trap. Let's start with the biggest silent killer of wealth. Lifestyle creep. Here's how it works. You get a raise. Let's say you go from earning $60,000 a year to $85,000. That's an extra $25,000. Exciting, right? But instead of saving that extra money, something strange happens. You start upgrading your life to match your new income. The used car becomes a new car. The one-bedroom apartment becomes a two-bedroom. The occasional takeout becomes 3 food delivery orders a week. That budget grocery store becomes Whole Foods. None of these individual choices feel irresponsible. That's the trap. Each one seems justified in the moment. I earned this. I deserve this. I can afford it now. But when you add it all up, your expenses grew just as fast as your income. Sometimes faster. And that's why so many people earning 6 figures still feel broke. Their income went up, but so did everything else, and their savings rate never actually improved. The comparison trap. The second reason is something psychologists call social comparison. But online, it's on steroids. You see someone on Instagram with a nicer car. A coworker mentions their vacation to Cancun. Your neighbor gets a new kitchen renovation. And suddenly, your own financial decisions start being shaped not by your goals, but by what everyone else appears to be doing. The problem is, you're comparing your real financial life to other people's highlight reel. You don't see their credit card debt. You don't see the loan they took out for that car. You don't see the money problems behind the vacation photos. But your brain doesn't know that. It just registers. Everyone else has more, so I need more too. And that pressure quietly pushes people to spend money they don't have on things that don't actually make them happier long-term. No real budget, just a mental one. Here's something almost nobody talks about. Most people who earn good money don't actually have a real budget. They have a mental budget. They kind of know what they spend on rent. They kind of know what groceries cost. But they've never actually written it down, tracked it, or looked at where every single dollar goes. And when you don't track your spending, your brain fills in the gaps with wishful thinking. You assume you're saving more than you are. You assume that Starbucks habit is just a few dollars. You assume those subscriptions you forgot about aren't a big deal. But when people actually track every dollar for even 30 days, they're almost always shocked. Not because they're bad with money, but because tiny, invisible expenses add up in ways your brain simply doesn't calculate accurately in real time. The fix isn't complicated. It's just uncomfortable. You have to actually look. Debt feels invisible when income is high. Here's another reason. When you're earning well, debt feels less scary, which is exactly why it becomes more dangerous. If you earn $40,000 a year and have a $500 car payment, that payment feels heavy. You feel it every month. But if you earn $100,000 a year, that same $500 car payment feels like nothing. So people who earn more often take on bigger loans, bigger car payments, bigger mortgages, bigger credit card balances, because the monthly payment doesn't feel painful. The problem is, debt at any income level still reduces your freedom. It still takes future money and spends it today. High earners aren't immune to debt. They're often just better at ignoring it because the minimum payments don't hurt as much upfront. No clear financial goal. And finally, probably the most overlooked reason of all. Most people who earn well but still feel broke don't have a specific financial goal. They're not saving for anything in particular. There's no clear number, no clear date, no clear why. And when there's no goal, money just leaks. It goes toward whatever feels good right now. Dinners out, new gadgets, upgraded everything, because there's nothing competing for that money except your daily impulses. But the moment you attach your money to something specific, a $20,000 emergency fund, a house down payment, retiring 5 years earlier, spending suddenly feels different. Every purchase becomes a trade-off against that goal, and that mental shift alone changes how people spend. So if you're earning good money but still feel like you're barely getting ahead, it's usually not one big mistake. It's 5 small, invisible habits stacking on top of each other, lifestyle creep, comparison spending, no real budget, invisible debt, and no clear goal. The good news? All 5 of these are fixable. Not overnight, but with small, consistent changes. If you want to see exactly how I fix my own money habits step by step, check out the video on screen right now, and make sure you're subscribed because next week I'm breaking down the exact system I used to save my first $10,000. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.